Good morning, Boker Tov, everyone. My name is Michael. I'm the senior pastor and teacher for the Body of Christ Ministry. Shalom. This message, I'm really not sure what I'm going to call it yet. I'm going to do some on the VA, and I'll be honest with you. For the first, in a long time, I had to blow some people off my Facebook and Messenger. They said, "Stop posting these lies about the VA." I blew them off with prejudice. Okay? Uh, oh man. On the last one, when I was talking about what they had done to me with the heart attacks and everything, not seeing me in my back and being in this, when it was fresh, because a couple people asked, and rightfully so, my wife and I wrote letters. Okay, my wife she was the most awesome woman I've ever met in my life, right? And still, and she could type as fast as lightning. Okay, she was a paralegal for an attorney, and she could dictate, listen, she could type, she could correct what they were saying and put it in a more user friendly, if you will. Uh, and so I would be telling her, I'll do this. No, am I going too fast? Go ahead. Wow, like 20 minutes, everything was done. And that's making it like she always used to tell me, Michael, use the loving soft heart that God gave you. I hear her say that all the time. Anyway, uh, we wrote a couple of letters, several letters to the VA and to the medical board of what happened. Uh, didn't hear a response, so I called the director of the VA, Loma Linda, whose name is now Karan Deep Singh Saran. Are you friggin' kidding me? Oh, are you a vet? He's a PhD. Oh, what do PhDs do? Well, they gotta cut costs. We gotta cut costs. We're good veterans gave 100%, so we're gonna cut costs from there. Uh, anyway, the lady said, "No, sure haven't. Just sent some more." And here's the thing. One person said, "Did you use the right address?" On pain management, every month you gotta send in your paper, right? Fill it all out and send it in. I took an envelope, put because all the return address or the little stickers they have their Laura McComas. I use all those now too. Laura McComas had a return address and a stamp. All I put on there, all I put on there was VA Loma Linda. Mailed it on Monday. Called them on Thursday. Because you got to make sure they get this stuff. Otherwise, did you get the letter? Oh yeah, we got it yesterday. How about that? Return address. They didn't. Every postman lady knows that if it's VA Loma Linda, send it. Anyway, uh, so we went all through all that, and 20 vets a day commit suicide because of the VA. And when they call me a liar, you look any statistics up, all of them. It used to be 22. Last year it was 22. They say it's dropped to 20 a day, every day. And this is what the VA admits. 20 vets a day, every day. By the end of the business day today, it'd be another 20, okay? Every single day. Look at what the numbers are per year, okay? It'll blow you away. Veterans' families who are devastated because their son or daughter committed suicide. Now, why? What's happening? Well, the example I'm going to tell you is why they are doing it. If you know of a vet, or if you've got one in your family and you don't live next to them and you hear all these wild stories that are happening, it's not the vet. A friend of mine got a hold of me from Montana. Same thing's happening up there, all over. Okay, and so anyway, it's reason I'm doing this message now because this morning I wanted to I've got a rep that's helping me get outside the VA healthcare because it was called the Choice Program. It's called Community something now. And I went into severe distress in her office, and it was an average severe distress, which if you've ever seen anybody go into severe distress, it's insane. I uncontrollable crying. I mean, I had so much water coming off my tears. I mean, tears out of my eyes. It was insane. Uh, and that's what happens when I drive to the VA, to the hospital. I start going into severe distress. By the time I hit the 10, it's hard for me to stay on the freeway without pulling over because I'm crying so hard I can't see. And this happens every time now. So she saw firsthand, and we're waiting to get some stuff done. But 3.5 weeks ago, when I went there and had the VA do what they did, and I came back, uh, I was going, and I'm telling you straight, I'm all good now. Everything is good now. But what they did to me was so bad and everything. When I came home, I was in severe stress. Almost lost my car coming down Lambs Canyon. Got home and I said, "That's it. I'm done." Okay. Got my Model 19, and I was going to put a bullet in my head. And anyone who knows me, I don't joke about anything like that. So God said, "No, don't do it." God said, "Talk to your doctor." Meaning we're going to call him Doctor Number One. Okay. I'm not using any names right now. Doctor Number One, and I had completely forgot about him. So man, so I said, "Okay, okay." He said, and God was telling me, give give him a chance. So it was like 4:45. I get in my car, I go to the office, get his office, and he's a popular doctor. You just when he make an appointment, it's like 3 weeks out if you know him. All right, uh, and I went in there, and all the staff know me. Okay, all of the as a, office staff know me. Everyone there were just really good friends because they knew me and my wife. They know now when I go in there, it's a 911. So I went in there and I said, "God, is there any way?" I was crying. "Is there any way I can see Dr. Collins?" He goes, "He's not here today." And I was going, "Oh, God." So, but here's what we're going to do. Uh, can you be here at 6:15 tomorrow morning? And I said, "Yeah." Okay, be here at 6. We'll make it a 6:30 appointment per tomorrow morning. And because normally, when I've gone in there during the day, it's normally packed, standing room only. And I've gone in there before and got up to the window crying, and they brought me back in, set me down in one of the rooms, and I was always seen by him within 15 minutes. Uh, so anyway, I, God, man, it's like this giant weight. So uh, I go in to see him next morning, tell him what's going on, and I'll fill you in on a lot of the stuff that's happened now and then next video because there's not enough time to continue. Uh, he pulls the records and looks at stuff that's, you know, he can access. And he's looking, he goes, because I'm telling him all this stuff about 15 minutes, and he goes, "Let me look." So I've never lied to him, not once, and he knows that. He goes, "My God, what are they doing?" So he wrote the prescriptions. And he said, "I want to see you next week." And he goes, "I want you to go over and see Doctor Number Two. We're going to, Doctor Number Two." And these doctors are friends. Their offices are right next to each other. And when I say this doctor is a powerhouse doctor, he's a major hitter. He's a teaching doctor. A lot of the students he teaches at the hospital and then brings them over to his office, and a lot of them are now his assistants. He owns. There's a bank building. He owns the entire. He owns it, right? He don't make payments. He owns it. 3 stories, the whole 9 yards, and he has an office over there. This guy's powerhouse. Anyway, uh, so this is call us, go see this Doctor Number Two, who I've seen before. I've seen both of them before. They both know me. The physician's assistants know me. The doctors know me, And so I said, okay. So as I'm saying, and this doctor stopped prescribing triple medications April of 2018, and he doesn't do it really. We want to say for everybody, but he. Uh, I looked on the paper, and there are 7, including me. So I'm signing for my paper, and I'm going, oh my God, man, there's my name was on there from 2017, right? 2018. So I got that done. Go over and see doctor number 2. And I've been having a real rough time today. Today's been extremely bad because we're coming up on the 1 year mark for Laura and all of that. And today, a year ago today, we were at uh, uh, the oncologist, right? A year ago today. So, anyway, I was having a bad day. So I got a phone call saying, look, everything's all set. Your appointment's all set, for Monday, and it's all a done deal. I really needed that today. Right. So, uh, that's all set. And I was just so happy because it's been a rule. We're coming up on the year mark, and I understand, right, that I am in the percentage point of people who have or who feel this way and act this way about the loss of a spouse and all that. And I I'm sorry. Want to get on with this. So I go in and do all this stuff, and uh, I every piss test, every bullet, serum, all my drug tests are clean. Every single one of them. There's not even one that's in question. They're all perfect. So, uh, doctor number 1, was at a loss why these doctors, him being a teaching doctor, why all these full blown doctors at the VA are doing this. What's the problem? So he calls, and this is important, and you'll see as it plays out later. He calls, or actually, Diana, one of the office staff. I'll use names that aren't theirs, but uh, he got the numbers from me. He said, Diana, call the VA, Loma Linda, get the hold of this department, and find out what I want to talk to a doctor. Right? No problem. So we're there probably 20. I told him it's something. You're lucky if you get through. It's all anyway. About it was a little less than about 25 minutes later. Gets one on the phone, and he's got it on speakerphone. Got it on speakerphone, and he says, "Yeah, I have Diana here, and I have Mr. Marcomas here, and my name's Doctor." And he didn't go. He didn't say how power hitter doctor, but I'm a teaching doctor. I teach all the interns over at this hospital and all this stuff. And he said, I'd like to know why this is happening to Mr. McComas. And it's been happening for a couple of years, but it has really been, why is this happening? She goes, well, doctor, I don't have an answer for you. And he goes, why aren't your doctors doing their jobs? Why does this keep happening to Mr. McComas? And I swear to God, on the speaker, everything, this doctor says, Doctor, I don't know why this keeps happening to Mr. McComas, but it does not look like it can be fixed. There was a silence, and this doctor doesn't have silence. He goes, okay, thank you very much. That was the end of it. I told him, doctor, you have no idea. I mean, he goes, Mike, we're gonna take it from here. We're gonna take it from here. And he's been a godsend. He's been a godsend. And I want to teach, because I'm a senior pastor, I'm going to teach a little bit about the scripture and a little bit about what's going on. I was listening to Rick Warren and Greg Laurie this morning. All right, I had to go do a couple things, and I needed to be interactive, right? So I'm listening to them on the radio, and Rick Warren was before Greg Laurie followed his message after, and both of them said something that was just so incredible. Both of them said, all Christians are going to heaven. All Christians are going to heaven. And Greg Laurie was saying the same thing. Jesus paid the price. All Christians are going to heaven. We don't have to do anything. Wow, what Bible are you reading? I teach the Bible. I teach what my Father says. And all the doctors, there is a difference between believing in God, knowing God, loving God, and obeying God. These are all separate but have to come together, okay? This is where it stops. And I've talked to them about God over at the VA. Oh, they all believe in God. That's where it stops. Okay? That's where it stops. And the problem is, if they were my loving, obedient brothers and sisters, I would have no problem, and the VA would be just the greatest, and the VA would not be killing 20 veterans a day. The problem is when the VA, because of their actions, cause a vet to kill themselves, there is no recourse. In everything they've done to me, there has been no recourse. Who do you call? First of all, if you're going to try a lawyer, you've got to find one. You got to have money. You got to find one that's willing to take on the VA. Okay. I don't know what all is involved in that part of it. And one of the reasons were, a friend of mine, real close friend, said, "Man, you're getting all this money, man. Why would you want to kill yourself?" Money doesn't mean. My wife isn't here. The judge has a gag order, a gag order on it, and we'll continue it. And I believe that after it settles, we'll continue. Okay, we're supposed to settle and have a check this month, last month, and didn't. So now the attorneys are saying, we're going to get you more money. I don't want more money. I just want, give me what we got coming. And anyway, I cannot say a word other than the fact is when I deposit the check in the bank, then they go, wow, where'd this money come from? Say it's from a lawsuit. Here's my attorneys, contact them. Or if anybody has any question, regarding anyway, but I can't speak. The second, and I really don't think he is, but boy, the second he says, okay, I've looked at the gag order. Oh man, I'll do a video on it, man. You in a heartbeat. Anyway, God, I lost my train of thought. I'm trying to stay focused here. You've got no recourse, okay? And like with me, with what they do on my back and everything else, who do you call? Okay. God, I've totally lost my train of thought, man. Oh, I was talking about all Christians go to heaven and hell. Okay. God says in Hebrews that no one can approach God except by faith. Not religion. Not religion. Only faith. Right? Okay. Christianity is a religion. What does God say about religion? I don't accept any religion. Only faith. Only faith can you approach me and come to me. So, if you don't have faith, you don't belong to God. If you have faith, you don't have religion. Okay? You can't have faith and religion because they're diametrically opposed. Okay, so if you love God, okay, believing in God, that's one thing. If you love God, God says what? If you love me, obey my commandments. If you don't love me, you don't obey my commandments. Do they obey his commandments? No. We don't have to because we have religion. Okay? Religion's what? Not accepted by God. So you have to have faith. Okay? We are saved by grace through faith. Grace comes through faith. Does not come through religion. Does not come through Christianity. It comes through faith. Okay? So that is why all of these problems exist, because they don't obey God, they don't believe God, and so therefore vets get treated the way they do. The next video I'll start out right away telling you what I'm going to tell you, because it's going to take the whole video. There is no recourse. Now, if the vets, families, could say, hey man, this doctor here killed my son because of what he did, there'd be some recourse, but you can't prove it. And not only that, but trying to get someone to listen. 20 vets a day are killing themselves because of the VA. They're committing suicide because of the VA. Why is that? Why are 20 vets a day killing themselves? Because they have no hope. Because the VA has taken all the hope out by doing what they're doing. And I'm just going to wrap this up now so I can start the next video. We'll keep this one shorter. But anyway, my wife went to be with our father on November 20th, Tuesday, November 20th at 1:01 in the morning. And God, I love you all. And so I want to start teaching again, okay? I've got Catherine, a friend of mine. She says I'm her pink-bearded leprechaun. Anyway, I want to get started with the other. I love you all big time. I'm going to start teaching again the Bible, and you can give me feedback, and I'll teach what you want. And we'll leave this one and start with the example of what's happening, what the VA is doing to vets. My name is Michael, senior pastor and teacher for the Body of Christ Ministry. Shalom, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. I should have said that before. It's Shabbat Shalom. Tomorrow is Shabbat, and I'll do a good message tomorrow. Bye, everybody.